What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Taurus, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. Because it's a general energy weekly spread. Or something like that, Taurus. I know I'm just kind of playing around with it at this point. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. There's great energy all around here, Taurus. So I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with those tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case of y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, thank you. I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching Taurus, so definitely check them out. Very cool group, just a fantastic group of readers. So hopefully you'll like them as well. But let's get to your first card here. Oh, and looks like we got to see through some illusions there, Taurus, because you got the 7th card of Aquarius here, which is the optical illusion card. And with this card, this is not what it seems. Mirage, trap, unclear, visual effect, confusion, head trip, trick, hallucination, hocus pocus, sleight of hand, projection, and predictive programming. And the energy that's coming through here, Taurus, is the not what it seems, and a little bit of the confusion too as well. And if there's something that, let's say for example, this is like a document or like maybe even like some kind of opportunity, maybe we got over the phone, in person, maybe even an email or something, and if we're looking over the details and things excuse me, things just don't quite sit well with you. And I know you know this, Taurus, but it's just like every now and again something does, like maybe that like initial type of pitch, especially if this is maybe someone that we happen to meet by chance, maybe kind of pitched us this idea, or maybe want to go on this business thing or do some kind of investment, blah blah blah, and it's like, that that charismatic energy can be great in the moment, and sometimes can get us kind of, get us to agree to things that we may not want to, Taurus. And I mean, it's not that it's just paying attention to that, and it's not that I feel like you're impressionable or anything, but sometimes that, people sometimes have a way with words. Just thinking with nothing against Aquarius, but just air signs in general. They're the thinkers of the zodiac. So just something to pay attention to there. But this could even be too. Maybe if this is like in like even some kind of relationship, maybe whether it be with friends or maybe with like a partner or something. If there's some sort of confusion or just something doesn't, I don't know, it's like you get one energy 1 minute and then things like totally shift or something along those lines, where there doesn't seem to be that level of consistency or something along those lines. Because I get that we can kind of change, and like our moods can kind of adapt. That's one thing. I'm like sun signs in Cancer, so that's not even what I'm saying. It's more so like just like almost like a two-faced type of sense. Like, I don't know, it's like this 1 minute we're real warm, and then another minute we're cold. Like, a very interesting energy there, Taurus. Let's get some it kind of gives me sort of like a rough kind of 7 of Swords type of vibes, like some trickery, or maybe even like a moon situation where it's just like, let's get some tarot on this and see what's going on. Alright, Taurus. So we got these. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, alright. Major Arcana City. All right. So we have the Chariot in reverse here. So you got a Cancer, and then you have the Justice card and the Sun. The Justice card, the Sun, and then the Five of Cups upright here, Taurus. And this is interesting energy here because it feels like with this Five of Cups, if it feels like for some, like if this was a relationship, just because just thinking with Libra, they share ruler with you, Venus. If this was some sort of like relationship thing, for example, maybe we had thought that there was going to be this happiness that was coming through, and we were all this kind of, I was going to say over the moon, and technically we were, because the card before this is the moon. So maybe we were kind of over the moon, and kind of feeling really excited about this situation. It's like, oh, things are feeling balanced, it's harmonious, we're going to have where these things moving, and then things don't get moving, and maybe something happened where it's like we thought one again, like it's like one thing was happening or another thing, or just if it seems like there's this, even if there's this with relationships, for example, if this is something where it's like it's even like we're being, feels like we're maybe being breadcrumbed or something along those lines, Taurus. It's just something to be mindful of. If you have these, expectations in mind, or these, and listen, if there's nothing, if they don't want to meet that, then that's fine. But it's just like, hey, let's not drag this thing on longer than we need to. I'm trying to lock something down here, and you're looking for something casual. Okay, go be casual. Just something along those lines there, Taurus. But I mean, just in general, I do feel like that there is an energy of with the Chariot here just being in reverse. It's almost like a proceed with caution, just kind of being really mindful, trusting your intuition, that gut feeling, and I'm almost even getting from the Justice card too. And listeners, towards not that there's any sort of necessarily kind of like trouble that I feel like it's going to come up here, but the Justice card can deal with the law and things along those lines. Like documents, things of that nature there, Taurus. And I feel like we just in like the legal system. That's where I was trying to get at. But I feel like that I just feel that if there's something that even is kind of feeling a little shady towards you, if you, I don't know, like I'm not sure, because it's not like it doesn't feel like your typical kind of obvious, like oh hey, you want to, let's go ransack this, yeah, because you're ransacking, let's go ransack this Chariot real quick. No, it feels, I don't know, it's something that maybe it's like oh, this is technically we're in like a legal gray area or something along those lines, towards just something to be mindful of more. Let's see what else we got here. One of your cards here. Oh, we got that little stack of abundance. Hold on. Alright, Taurus. Last few on these. Alright, so you have the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups in reverse here, and then you have the Nine of Pentacles upright. Or, excuse me, Knight of Pentacles upright. And Taurus, I do feel like there's something that for when I was talking about the breadcrumbing earlier, things feel like something is taking longer than we even feel. And this could even be too, Taurus. This could be, I'm even getting something with like this, we were talking about justice earlier, like with the legal system. Maybe this, like, if something feels like it's taking longer than it appears, it may be something where we need to, and if it doesn't feel right, like it should be taking this long, I feel like it's maybe we need to check in with something. Maybe this is a document that we need, or something along those lines. Just a little something random that kind of came through there, Taurus. But I do feel like that for some others, that there is this need that of needing to kind of walk away from a situation. Just if we, and to to trust your intuition, Taurus. You know, again, because the Ace of Cups, these streams that are coming out of these cups, these are represents like your five senses here, and you are a sign of the senses. And I feel that if something is telling you that just doesn't physically feel right, I trust that, Taurus. But let's say on the off chance that we decide to, in Taurus, you're in a judgment free zone. Let's say, for example, we kind of ride something out a little bit longer than we intended, and we get to that state of reflecting on the past thing, and then we feel in this sense of like disappointment, kind of beat ourselves up a bit. Just want to be kind to ourselves, Taurus, even in this, because you know what, the decision was made for a reason. There was growth that came from it, and now ultimately, and it may take a little while before we're feeling like super bright, but at least we're walking towards the sun again. Look at it, look at your chariot. You got the sun here, you got your chariot working towards the sun here. You're always guided by the sun there, Taurus. It's beautiful. I like that. Let's see, where am I going to put you? Let's put you there. And then let's get another one. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Alright, so you got the third card of Sagittarius here, which is the crew card. Let me get some tea, Taurus. Alright, which are a crew. This is a card of in sync, esprit de corps, working together as a unit, team, leadership, co-create, pooling assets, camaraderie, gung-ho, forming alliances, partnership, and team effort. And the energy that's coming through here is the forming alliances, Taurus, and I feel that there is, and just considering, we just got this, we're working our way out of an optical illusion. I do feel like we do want to be mindful of the relationships that we're forming with people, and I don't mean that it's like we're putting up like a hundred of walls or anything like that, but if we did have something where, we got out of some kind of weirdness in the past, and, we are feeling a little apprehensive, there is this, I do feel like everyone deserves a chance until proven otherwise, but there is a level of discernment. It's just like, I feel like with the justice energy, it's just like we just match the energies. We give balance. If you're giving a little bit, then I'm going to give a little bit. If you're giving a lot, then I'm going to give a lot. It's just like, it's going to reciprocity, Six of Pentacles. But yeah, I do just feel like one is just being mindful of that, Taurus. And also just kind of thinking with that too, just like, yeah, trying not to, because generalizations are hard, Taurus. I feel sometimes when we get in, especially when, because have you ever had, like, I was just talking with someone, like, they were like, they would never date a Cancer, and then now they're kind of entertaining. They're talking to this person right now, and they just happen to be a Cancer. It's really funny. But it's just things like that where it's like, we can put this, just because we had one sort of thing that kind of put like a bad taste in our mouth, kind of sullied the well a little bit. So we let that flavor the whole thing, and I just feel like we just want to be kind of mindful of those, of letting that happen as well, there, Taurus. Because I can think so too, with you being a fixed sign, fixed energy. It's like once there's this concept, or there's this belief that's kind of ingrained there. Sometimes it takes a lot, unless there's some mutable energy in there to kind of balance that out. Sometimes it's a little hard to get off of those paths there, Taurus, and that's not coming from a sense of like, it's not, because I know that the stereotype is like, Taurus are very stubborn, but all the fake signs are stubborn. I got a bunch of Leo, so like, it's fine. And then we just Aquarius, we talk about it, Scorpio, and we just move on. But I do feel like it's, being careful about letting that type of stuff kind of get ingrained in you, and let that be sort of just like your, just how you operate from then on out. Because I do feel like that sort of narrowing view does kind of slow the progress of this journey down a little bit. Even just thinking with Nine of Pentacles, Chariot in reverse, it's a very interesting energy there, Taurus. But let's get some tarot on this. Alright, Taurus, let's see what we got here. Oh, there's that Seven of Swords. Oh, and Six of Pentacles. I'm with it, Taurus. So you got the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands in reverse. And then we have the Six of Swords upright. And I do feel like, Taurus, with this energy, they're just kind of how we were talking about earlier. I feel like the Queen of Wands is normally very passionate. She's the type that just sort of kind of jumps into things and then just kind of figures it out as she goes. But I feel like with this, just again, considering what's going down here, the energy more so here is just like, just kind of maybe slowing down a little bit, keeping that same passion. You're in it because it's not like it's you're not being yourself. You've learned things since you as you've grown on this journey, you know. And we're just going in a different level. And it's just that the energies, like we were saying, aren't matching. Then we pull back a little bit, and then if we go, we give a little bit more. But I do feel that it is before we start, you know, it's almost just like we're really kind of thinking about how we move forward with others is what this energy is kind of giving off here, Taurus. Let's see what else going on here. All these cups, huh? Alright, thank you. Let's see what we got here, Taurus. Alright, so we got and I love how you're going in order here. You got the Eight of Cups, excuse me, you already had the Eight of Cups. You got the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups in reverse, Taurus, and then the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Swords upright here. And I do feel like it's I really kind of feel like, Taurus, that maybe for some there's this energy of it's like we have this idea of what like a happy family or like a happy relationship, happy just like, you know, just where there's the healthy relationships in general kind of look like here. But it feels like with the Nine of Cups being in reverse that there's still some sort of, it's like we know what that is, but there's something here that still doesn't feel like that we're attracting that energy. And maybe this is something where we've been kind of seeking these sort of like outwardly type of energies here, you know, just kind of seeking happiness outside of ourselves towards it, needing maybe these friends, these relationships, something along those lines. It's like we're almost like trying to force the idea to work here because it's the Ace of Swords. It's like it's kind of, and it's like that concept kind of is coming off a little aggressive because Ace of Swords is a double-edged sword, you know. And I feel that that maybe for some there's just like there's this need to maybe kind of more focus on what your type of needs as far as like, and I know the needs is like, you know, we're looking for a relationship and, you know, love and things, but I feel like if we want that, because it might just be maybe the places, maybe where it's like we're looking to find, let's say for example we're looking for, it's like we're looking for friends. Let's say, just considering all these cups you got here, Taurus. Let's say we were looking for friends outside of drinking. You know, for example, you know, maybe like our bar crowd or something like that. And it's, but it's like we're not sure how. I'm not. I wish I had a better example. That's not a great example, Taurus. It just feels like that there's something here that's needing to Let me get a little bit more with the Nine of Cups, Taurus. Interesting. So the Nine of Cups is clarified by the Judgment in reverse and then the Eight of Wands upright here. And you know, Taurus, maybe for some, maybe it's like we're trying to, if this is like a relationship thing, for example, maybe we've been moving a little too fast, or just even with like, it's like maybe even with like forming, this more so kind of feels like either like a friends or like a family type of thing. I'm not sure, but it's, or like, excuse me, a relationship or something along those lines, where it's like we didn't get the thing that we wanted, so it's like we're trying to force this energy to happen here, something, when there's still this thing here with the Judgment that's still needing to be dealt with. You know, that's in order to get that sense of rebirth, there's still something that's needing to get let go. Maybe there was this, again, maybe it's this thought of what we think was a good relationship, or I wish I had more, Taurus. I think I'm going to leave that there. But I hope that made sense. That was a interesting energy. Let's get your last card. Thank you. Alright, there's a little more Cancer energy for the win. You got the 7th card of Cancers here, which is the Fairy Tale card. And with this card, this is the card of Believe the Impossible, Daydreams, Romantic Ending, Universal Archetypes, Hopeful, Magic, Unicorns and Rainbows, Aspire, Happily Ever After, Fanciful, and Stories We Tell. And the energy that's coming through here, and I like that, the energy that's coming through here is the hopeful Taurus. And it's just like, maybe for some, it's like maybe this energy is that, because maybe we feel that we need to move on, or that we need to kind of, I'm not sure, it's like it's like we feel the need to want to move on, and it's like we're trying to force this thing along, but there's just so that we can, I don't know, it's like if we feel that maybe if we're alone, just if this is a relationship, for example, you know, that we would, I don't know, maybe either feel judged or something along those lines, Taurus. But if this is a relationship, you know, of any sort, you know, maybe it's like a friendship we thought was one thing, but then something happened, or whatever that is, and you know, maybe we've been just kind of, again, just kind of apprehensive. You know, we want to get out there, make more friends, do more things, but there's still that sense of doubt. I feel like don't force yourself. Know that is going to take as much time as you need. And, you know, it's like we could start baby steps. You know, maybe we're doing just making friends online for a little bit. You know, just kind of talk with people, and then maybe, who knows, maybe then that can expand to, you know, like grabbing lunch or something, and then we're all hanging out, and then we're hanging out with other friends, and or, you know, same thing with like maybe relationships. It's like maybe we just take things slow. Same with the Knight of Pentacles, or. But I do feel like that it is, that hopeful is good. You know, that's a, because it can be hard, especially when you're in the middle of kind of processing the information, the lesson, like kind of formulating, you know, what is your, what did we take from this, you know, and like, and still kind of working through that confusion, you know, the different perspectives, you know, kind of bringing the balance within. But I do feel it does, it comes, Taurus. It absolutely comes, but it is keeping that will, you know, that fire. You know, thing with the Queen of Wands, just keeping that and keeping that chariot moving. Now, and then this is gonna be, you know, gotta be at a breakneck pace, but just as long as we're making some sort of motion forward. But let's get some tarot on this. Alright, Taurus. Last little bit here. Oh, there you are! I love it. Love when you show up for yourself. So you have the Eight of Swords. I like this. You got the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the, well, you know, it's kind of Six of Swords, or excuse me, Six of Wands in reverse here. But then we have you. Look at you all strong and all zenned out. Up right there, Taurus. And let's switch back over. Because I feel like with this energy, Taurus, you know, and even just thinking too, you know, when just talk about all this relationships, you know, of any kind, your ruler's in retrograde, and she's going to be in retrograde. I was like looking over here. This your ruler's in retrograde. She's going to be retrograde until like the 3rd of September. And it's not to say that like you can't find love or anything along those lines or make new friends, but it's just like that energy kind of slows down just like a little bit. It's more kind of the Empress is in reflective mode right now, and so you're going to be feeling that there, Taurus, like you're just kind of a little more introspective right now. And you know, there may be questions of just like where we've been investing, or whom we've been investing in so far. You know, have we been raising the vibration together? You know, have things been kind of off? You know, what does that look like? And it can be a time of, I do feel like just kind of, if we've been in our head for a little while, just kind of taking a moment and really kind of processing everything with the Eight of Swords being here, and honestly connecting with higher self, because the Hierophant, very intuitive. He's the divine counterpart to the High Priestess, and he acts as the bridge between the spiritual and the divine, and I do feel like there's a stronger connection within Taurus, and even just thinking too with the Hierophant Justice here. This could be maybe for some, it's like we've had this again, like this maybe this idea of like even like a relationship, because the Hierophant can kind of deal with you know, he's in other tarot represented by a priest, and he's in the church doing all the things, but you know, it's like maybe for some we've been feeling this, again, maybe this lack of hope or something that we'll ever get to that kind of like 10 of Cups, that like happily ever after, and you know, or maybe it's taken a little longer than we thought, but know that it's going to come when it's all in divine timing, you know, and it all, you know, we got some lessons that we need to learn, some things, we got to growth and things, but as we're growing, we're syncing our vibrations with our soulmates, and then it's just all coming together beautifully, Taurus. So all right, I think I'm gonna leave that there, Taurus. I hope that one little section made sense there, because that was it seemed like there was just like there was more that was trying to come out there, but I couldn't quite grab it there, Taurus. But if anything resonated with you, give it a thumbs up, and share this, Taurus, if you know someone who's been, you know, been kind of in a confused state as of late, you know, been kind of like, you know, not quite sure what's going on, and you know, just trust yourself, Taurus. If things don't quite feel right, then you know, let's get those energies back adjusted there. But yeah, share this and then subscribe, you Hierophant. Subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer, and I started a group on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a group to post like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, things along those lines. And then as the group grows, I'm going to start posting different healing musics and guided meditation, things along those lines. I'm going to have a segment to kind of different, do like maybe like a, I don't know, getting zenned out with the Hierophant, or keeping it moving with the Chariot, shining bright like the sun. We had a whole bunch of stuff there, Taurus, but definitely check that out. And then lastly, look at you getting the hottest ticket to come over to my other channel. Not that you need one, because I mean, Cancer and Taurus, we just get along. I've actually been meeting them just like, it's like I've met a Taurus, like it's almost been like every other week, and it's actually been really fantastic. So just know you can just come on over anyway, Taurus. But if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come check out the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans and geek out when the Chariot pops up here. It's kind of hard to not geek out during like the normal reading, so I'm just like, oh, there's the Chariot, but wrong channel. It's a good old time, Taurus. And all that housekeeping down in the description box below. But let me get you some prize cards here so I can get you out of here, Taurus. And you got the Page of Wands in reverse here, Taurus. And I feel with this that there's this, again, this apprehensive energy I kind of get with like the Page of Wands, that maybe there's this sense of just like maybe of distrust or something along those lines. But just for some, just And I feel that there is an energy, just thinking how we got how you got the hopeful there earlier, that know that you will be able to trust others again, even in all the relationships that that come in our past, Taurus. You know, whatever, however the vibration is looking like, they're all meant to teach us something. You know, and that's, if you don't get anything else from that, that's wisdom is priceless. You know, it's Taurus. And it's a gift you give, you know, you can give yourself too, you know, that realization, that freedom from, you know, the thoughts of like, you know, what, how could they, or, you know, why did this, or anything along those lines, once we find that little nugget. But I also feel too, this, because the page, you know, the pages are, you know, kind of new starts, and I just feel like it's just not that you can't start anything towards whatever this is looking like, but it's just, again, being mindful of what we're getting into here. And then for your oracle card, you got the awake card in reverse here, Taurus. And hmm, I feel like that if we've been kind of struggling with something as far as like a like an idea, or like why something happened here, that it's all, I feel like, especially considering all these little major arcanas that you got here, Taurus, I do feel that there is something that is kind of awakening in you, but it's just like it's still it's still kind of coming into view, if we've just noticed that maybe things have been just kind of out of balance here as of later, something along those lines. It feels like maybe we've just been kind of, hmm, yeah, it just gives me that something's getting ready to unlock here, Taurus. And I'm not trying to be mysterious, but it's just like there's like, it's like an epiphany that's going to be coming through about, if we've still been kind of processing this thing of why. Like I had a situation not too long ago where I was getting ready to, I was moving out of a space, and I went to kind of, right as I was leaving, you know, like dropping off the key, I went to look back and just kind of did like a reflection. I almost had like a flashback of just like first coming in there, and just like thinking of all the sun that came in when that first was just kind of starting there, and you know, all the good things that did kind of come out of that situation. It was an interesting one for sure, but it took a minute to kind of understand what was going down there. But when it did kind of pop there, it's just like, hmm, there we go. So that's what I kind of feel is kind of coming there, Taurus. I hope that that makes sense, but I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Taurus. Any potential confusion and stuff, trust your intuition, Taurus. It always higher self's always got your back. Raise your vibration to the roof, you know, and stay hopeful, you know, and just when we get a moment, just kind of, yeah, take a moment, reflect on this stuff, and get back on that chariot, Taurus. We're gonna figure this thing out. Do some stuff that you love in the meantime. You know, don't worry about other people. You know, this do you for a little while. Maybe go for a, you know, considering that 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords, the Chariot. Maybe it's time to get out there and go for a trip, Taurus. Just kind of be not be bothered for a little while. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.